Hey everybody, do your daily gaming back with more Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And in this episode, we are going to take on our first expedition. Expeditions are pretty chill. Uh, well, no, I was going to say mission or a hunt, and it's neither. It's a pretty chill activity you can do. It doesn't have any requirements. Some of the story expeditions will have requirements, like hey, you need to find this and hunt that. But it's a chill way of exploring an environment without the stress of time or fainting. Because during expeditions, you can faint. You can have an endless number of faints. Um, so it's a pretty chill way. The problem with expeditions though is that you don't get good rewards. Um, because you have no objective, you don't get you just don't get good rewards. Now, expeditions are a good way to farm out resources, your research level, but it's not the best way. You're better off getting, once your research level is up high enough and you get investigations, that's much more effective, much faster, for farming resources and such. Now, I think that's something they don't talk about, but I think if you're out on an expedition and if you're hunting monsters, I think you do get a reward bonus if you hunt a lot of monsters without fainting. Because you can go out on expeditions and you can get high level resources, such as gems and mantles, plates, things like that. I mean, I've done it on just a basic expedition, just grinding out my research level and going ahead and hunting monsters at the same time. And I've come back from an expedition where I haven't fainted, and I've gotten like 2 Rathalos rubies, or mantles, or something like that. Like, you can get good resources, so it is a valuable option, but be careful about it. I don't know if I just had really, really, really good RNG during those few times, because it hasn't happened. It hasn't been just once. It's happened several times. I don't know if during those times I just had good RNG, or if it was because I didn't faint and I was hunting a lot of monsters. I was out there for a while doing stuff. I don't know. But it's possible, just not the most efficient way. So before we head out to actually doing this mission, a few people want to talk to us. I don't think it's anything
Good
important.
to see you.
Pretty sure it's just blah blah blah. I'm
Good luck.
here. I exist. Yeah, I think he has a couple missions for us, but we pretty much don't talk to him again, except for like 2 or 3 missions. Somebody over here, I think it was the chief, wanted to talk to us.
How are you feeling? Ha!
Blah 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 blah. Now, in future episodes, I'm going to start actually listening to what they say. It's just that I've already recorded all this and uploaded all of this, so I don't see a point in doing it again. And not to mention, 9 times out of 10, what they say isn't important. It's just flavor text. That's all. That's literally all it is. So now we're ready to head out for the expedition. Now, when you go out on an expedition, you still want to eat. You still want to manage your items, things like that. You still want to handle all of that, but you don't have to come up here to talk to the handler. When you're going out on an expedition, you can see this mark at the gate. You can just walk straight out the gate, and it'll bring up your map and tell you what area you want to go to. You can go down to the quest board and activate it from there. And you can you do it from the handler? I'm having a brain fart now. No, you can't do it from the handler. Yeah, you have to. So maybe you can't do it from the quest gate. Maybe you have to go out through the gate. Yeah. Oh, you can do it anywhere from your map. That's it.
If you want to go on an expedition, open your world map.
That's what I
and
was
choose
thinking
your
of.
destination. For this expedition, we need to head to the ancient
Blah, blah,
forest.
blah.
We can expand expeditions as we delve further into the new world. Pretty good incentive to explore, right?
Don't let this map fool you. It's just cosmetic. Like, a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense. Because Astera here takes up a good chunk, but it's nowhere near as big as the ancient forest. Over here, I believe, I can't remember where. I think somewhere around here, or somewhere around here, there's like the Great Ravine, and it fills up like a huge chunk of the map, and it literally takes like 40 seconds to sprint through, and like that's all it is just one long hallway you sprint through, and then you never go back there again. I don't even think you can go back there again unless you join somebody else's mission. Um, but it fills in a huge chunk of the map. So how big the area is and how big of a chunk of the map it takes up is not indicative of how big that area actually is. Because I think one of the regions, the Rotten Vale, actually fills, I think it's down here, and it fills in a very small chunk of the map, but it's a good sized area. It's not as big as the Ancient Forest, but it's a pretty good sized area. But yeah, so you can go on expeditions, from your map. Yeah, you just scroll over to it, you select it, it'll show you what monsters are in the area. It'll show you if there's an upsurge of any resources, which can be very important. If you need mining outcrops, you can go on an expedition when there's an upsurge of mining outcrops, and there will be a lot of them. You have to keep an eye out for them, but if you know where to look, there's lots of them. And then it'll be weather, clear, which the weather will affect what kind of endemic life there is. So if you were trying to capture like gold crown fish, you need to pay attention to the weather so that you can get, because I think there's a trophy attached to it. That's pretty much the only reason, because it doesn't affect anything else. You don't get more resources for a large fish as opposed to a small fish. You still just get one resource from it. But it affects your chances of certain things appearing in certain sizes. And I think that's only for the endemic life. It's not for the large monsters. But like always, before you head out on expedition or any mission, manage your inventory. Which again, we'll get the loadouts here soon, but there's not much of a point of them right now. And you want to eat. So now we are ready to go. Bring up our map. Select the Ancient Forest. We only have one camp, and go. So this expedition is going to be a bit of a long one because there's several things you can instantly get access to. You just need to run to it and find it. The whole point of this expedition is finding the new camp location, which is going to lead into another hunt. I want to hunt a great Jagras because I just need one more scale to be able to craft the next weapon, or the next tier of weapon, which is a lot more powerful than my current equipment. And also, there's several people we can talk to. Two of them are for handle the deliveries, but one of them is very important. Talking to him will start a quest chain, and it doesn't really culminate until you get to high rank, but you need to start it now to get some of the stuff knocked out of the way to make it easier. So, expeditions, let them talk. Oops.
Let's look for the campsite.
If I get to the campsite first, or if you're lost, open up your map or use your scout flies to track me.
So, during an expedition, you can return at any time. If you want to return, you can talk to the handler. Rip your menu.
Which means you can explore to your heart's content.
You bring your menu, and you can select return from expedition, or you can bring up your world map.
Your wildlife map keeps track of
and just
where
select
you are
Astera,
and where the scout
and you can
flies are
return
taking you.
any of those
You
three
can also
ways.
use it to keep tabs on
I
monsters.
don't think you can be in combat to do it. I think you have to be out of combat though. Of course, you still have access to the canteen. You still have access to your tent with all your items. The supply box is empty. The supply box is only filled if you're going out on a mission. The Research Commission gives you items for your missions. When you go on an expedition, you have no mission, so they give you no items. So your supply box is useless. Now, if you look at my radar, you can see 3 different exclamation marks, and those are people you can talk to. Whenever you go out on an expedition, there's usually 2, sometimes 3 people out there on the map you can talk to, and they'll give you delivery missions you can do. First one we're going to talk to is this guy over here, because he kicks off the I keep saying that. Quest chain that we want to do.
Over here.
talk, blah,
Hello.
blah, blah. He wants you to find Grimlikins. He's too old and he's not nimble to chase him down, so he wants you to do it. Each area has Grimlikins, and if you find them and if you complete their little side quest, they give you a new Palico gadget. And the Palico gadget affects what your Palico can do in combat. They have varying uses, and almost all of them are really useful. It starts off with the healing one. I forgot what it's called. The Vigor Wasp system. It starts off with that, and it's very useful. And it has a ranking of 1 to 15. 15 is the max it can get to. Once it's maxed out, or at level 10, it unlocks its most powerful ability, and then at level 15 is the maximum effectiveness that ability will get. But like right now, it's a low level. He just does it on his own. But like as it levels up, you can do command prompts, so you can force him or tell him when to do certain things, and things like that. Like I said, they're all fairly useful. Some more than others. Just depends on your play style. The Vigor Wasp that he has right now, once it's maxed out, or once it's at level 10, it actually gives you an extra life. If you die in combat, he'll use the Vigor Wasp system to revive you, and you can keep fighting. I don't like it because most of the time when you die, it's a very aggressive monster. So when he revives me, the monster is still attacking, and it doesn't revive you at full health. It just revives you with some health. So, and you can get hit while you're still in the recovery animation. So he'll come over, revive you, and then you get hit and you're killed again. I'm like, that was pointless. But once you talk to that guy, you can start looking for these Grimlikin doodles. These are the ones you need to find. Once you find them, it'll let you start tracking the Grimlikins. That's the important part of it, because if you don't know where the Grimlikins are at, you can't do their chest. I keep saying that, their quest. While you're going out and about, you want to keep an eye out for these kinds of resource nodes. Each area has two local resource nodes that don't count like the bone piles do, or the mining nodes. These ones are just for the research commission, and they're important to gather because they give you food items. So the Meowscular chef actually gave us a mission to find these for him, a little side mission, which we'll get to after this. But even after you complete that mission, you want to keep gathering these, because I think each one has, it's 3 to 5. I can't remember if it's 3 to 5 items you can get, and they all unlock ingredients in the canteen. And some of them are very hard to get. I've on my main character, I just unlocked one the other day. Like I gather them anytime I see them, and I just unlocked one. But then on another character, I unlocked that same ingredient on this mission. So it's RNG based completely. So now we're actually going to double back, so we can handle those deliveries. And oh yeah, I mentioned it. Whenever you go out on an expedition, these guys are here. There's at least 2 of them. I'm not sure if they're grim-looking guys there. I'm not sure if they always have a mission for you, or like how important that mission is. If it's just a random thing you can knock out, or if it actually has a use. Of course, footprints are here. Gathering that as we go.
Findings to everyone at the resource center when we get back.
And I am going to hunt a great Jagras before I move on, because I need that.
Target destination for your scout flies on the map.
And of course, keep gathering. Oh,
Hey,
Anjanath. Anjanath is fairly dangerous. If you see an Anjanath, I recommend you run. Yeah, I'll talk to him in a second. Let me focus on the Anjanath. If you see an Anjanath, I recommend you run. At this point, he's fairly dangerous. I could probably take him on because I know his moveset so well that he's not a challenge. But he can still one-shot me at this point. If one mistake, and then he can just one-shot me. Not all of his attacks will one-shot me, but most of his attacks will deal a good bit of damage. Now this is actually a good thing. He's warning me right there. If you look at my radar, it's flashing those black rings, and he just roared at me. It's a warning. Some monsters won't attack you right away. It's only if you stay in their way or if you get too close to them. So if you want to avoid the Anjanath, you don't have to run away from him. You can just get out of his line of sight, and then you're okay. Alright, so now let's talk to this guy over here. And then he is a fisher, and he wants you to help him fish. So, fishing has no mechanics at all to it. Simply all you have to do is select your fishing rod. Now, if you customize your if you haven't customized your radio menu at this point, your fishing rod is... Oh, I thought it was up here. Oh, it's not on your radio menu. I thought it was still in the radio menu. That's fine. To access it, you hold L1, and you can press square or circle to scroll through your item bar. And right there is the fishing rod. You release L1, press square, and equip it. And you press R2 to cast. And there's no mechanics involved behind it. Eventually, something's going to bite on it, like that. Press circle. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to tap it. Nothing. You just press circle. And you capture a fish. Now, fishing is useful. You see, I got a wet fish fin. What it does is, it works as whetstone. And you might think, okay, well, I have the whetstone. Why do I need the wet fish fin? Well, the wet fish is a consumable, so it goes away as opposed to the whetstone where you have indefinitely. But it works faster and it restores more sharpness. I've talked about with weapon sharpness, they can get up to like purple tier, which is a lot. And if you're in a long fight, you don't get a chance to sharpen your weapon and stuff like that, and you get all the way down to like green or orange tier. If you use your whetstone, you actually need to use your whetstone 2, maybe even 3 times to get back up into purple sharpness. Using a wet fish, you might only have to do it once, but once you use it, it's gone. So that's the so it's useful, but it has its downsides. But he wants us to capture a certain fish. I think it's called like the pink Paraxis. We didn't capture one, so we got to do it again. There we go. That was the one he wanted. Why didn't it? The prompt should have came up. Excuse me. Oops. They do mess around and nibble at it and not take it. If you're catching, actually there is one 2 mechanics. They'll do that. They'll nibble at it but not actually bite it. So you got to wait for them to actually grab it. And then if you're capturing a really big fish, there are some button prompts you need to do, but nothing too crazy. It'll be like tap circle, press left, press right, tap circle, and that's pretty much it. So, was that it?
I just love me some good fishing.
Over here!
Oh, I had to talk to him again to actually activate it. That's why I didn't count. So, let's go ahead and do it again. That was a sushi fish. That works the same way as the Astera jerky. It heals the bleeding status effect. Another sushi fish. Another sushi fish. Oh man, don't tell me. Because I do believe the fish will despawn. You have to wait for them to come back. So if I've already caught all the pink Paraxis that were in here, I have to... There we go. There we go. So that was... Oops, I didn't mean to cast again. We'll catch one more fish. So now we completed his quest. This is an actual delivery. We don't... You
Nice
talk to
catch.
him, he doesn't care. He's like, "Oh yeah, you did it. Good job."
Nice
I don't
catch.
care. You have to go back to the research commission, or I'm sorry, back to camp. Ah, dang it, I can't talk. You have to go back to Astera and talk to the provisions manager. Then you can turn in that delivery. All right, so Anjanath is right there in front of me. Gathering them footprints. I'm gonna look for a Jagras. And he leveled up. Great Jagras, where are you? Now, normally the Great Jagras is very easy to find. He's usually right around over here. If you spawn in and you sprint straight here, you'll pretty much run right into him. But I took my time, so he's wandered off somewhere. Get this parish room. I did not get the parish room. There we go. Let's go ahead and take these guys out. Get some... Oh, there's the Great Jagras. Well, how convenient.
Raw attacks to the head will change a monster's course.
And fire.
Over here.
Oh, he went further than I thought he would.
Monster stopped. Hit it with your claw.
Somebody's getting angry. Over here, bud. Oh, he's on the run. I was attacking. Ooh, thank you for turning around. It lined you up perfectly for mine. Oops. I lined myself up perfectly for his attack. Alright, I'm being too greedy. I'm not playing stupid. Go ahead and take a couple of these guys out. Oh, hello, Anjanath. Oh no, he wants to fight now. This isn't good.
Okay, now's your chance. Hurry up before you get noticed again.
This is stupid. I just need to
That's a piercing
run.
pot. Powerful type of slinger ammo. That's able to pierce the thick shell of monsters.
Oh, he saw me. Hopefully he won't chase me though. I'm not even sure if the Jagras went this way. I don't think he did. Whew, okay, we're out of there. So the one thing that gets frustrating is once they aggro, sometimes they stay aggro forever, and I don't know why. And it's very, very frustrating because you'll be nowhere near them. You'll be clear. You'll run clear across the map, and they'll still be aggroed on you for like a minute or two, and it's very, very frustrating because there are certain things you can't do while enemies are aggroed.
Over here.
And so this is the one thing that sucks. We're gonna have to keep hearing him be like, over here, over here. Like, I know where you are. Shut up. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, so the Jagras is on my map
You
now.
can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
So if you want to track the Jagras, you can either go up and select them with R3, and it highlights them, or you can go down here, and you can select it with X. Same thing. And it'll now lead me to him. Oh, okay, I got it. Oh, he's sleeping. If he was sleeping, I wish I had what's it called? Shock trap. There we go. That's the word. That's the word I was trying to say. Alright, let's see if I can position myself properly. And get a big whammy. It was like 149 damage. Did the Anjanath come down here? Oh my god, he did. I didn't know the Anjanath could come down here. I don't think I've ever seen that. And he's dead. We also completed one of the limited bounties for hunting a fanged wyvern. There we go, we got a scale. So now when I go back, I can craft that new weapon, which is much more powerful than what I'm currently using. And that is new footprints for a new monster. That is the third monster of the area. He does come down here. He tries to steal eggs and stuff. Any idea what I just did to your papa? What is that noise? Alright, so now that all of that is done, we can go ahead and get on out of here. Oh, Anjanath footprint. Let's grab that. And let's deselect the Great Jagras so it doesn't keep trying to send me to him. And now we're actually going to follow the path and continue with the story. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this and make it a two-part. I don't want to make the video too long. So yeah, I think we'll cut it here, and part 2 will be where to actually go. Yeah, I'll teleport back, yeah. So this is just me screwing around, showing off some stuff. But I think I'll teleport back and show where to go in a more direct route straight to him. For anybody trying to speedrun through. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.